Welcome to Center of Light and my favorite season of the year. It's the season of our harvest, my dear. Om Sri Sai Ram Guru Devadatta. I'm handing you a torch. Please hand one back. I can use it. Center of Light tonight is, we're going to get a little more into the realm of science, metaphysics. Metaphysics can be considered spirituality. There is definitely an intentional difference there. Tonight is Center of Light Notice. Sound versus noise. A beautiful piece of music to you and I may seem like noise to someone else and vice versa. This is not what I'm speaking about at all. That is choice, preference. I'm talking about noise that grates on your being, decays your seeing capacity. Sound versus noise. We're going to get into that a little later. I want to say thank you to Linda for the early birthday gift of my new desk. So now I can look at you and pray to the good Lord. Thank you, Linda. Welcome to Center of Light. Like I said, tonight is notice. Do you notice the difference between sound and noise? Hopefully, we can explore that a little deeper and come to a greater resolution. For myself, actually. I always do this for me. It brings me absolute joy. Let's say hi to everyone that's happening. Wow, everything just populated on its own. I didn't have to refresh. My brother Bob says, boom chakalaka. I love it. Robert Harrison. Rena. I love me some Renage. Rhonda Little. Hi, Rhonda. KK. Let's see what's happening on YouTube. Robert Harrison. See, Robert Harrison, don't underestimate Robert. He can bilocate. He's on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. I actually hope I'm the first one to tell you happy holidays. It's officially begun. October, we like October, we like some fall. Have you fallen deep within yourself yet, y'all? But come November, we push towards Thanksgiving. If you're a turkey eater or a vegan or vegetarian or whatever it is you are, fantastic. I'm talking about the symbology here for this turkey. Right? Gobble up your life. Gobble. Don't take no for an answer. Be a yes man or yes woman. Yes. Trouble's coming. Yes, bring it. It's for my growth. It's imperative for my growth. Bring it. And I'm going to gobble it up. And I'm going to transmute it and manipulate it into something that is of sustenance. Therefore, I can actually offer thanks giving and giving it to someone else. I'm handing it. So tonight is Center of Light. Notice the difference between sound and noise. Huge ocean, gulf is the right word I'm looking for. Gulf difference. Certain things your mind may convince you that you like. It's just what I do. It's my routine. It's just entertainment. Hello, Rebecca. I felt you come in. I get it. Or I'm not saying you or I aren't, but the question should be simply, naturally, am I able to process this horror movie or this mafia movie, Godfather movie, or Goodfellas movie with a level of balance that it does not, here you go, here's your barometer. I'm able to do this thing. So my question is, can you do this thing without dreaming about it and have it showing up in your dreamscape as an icon to remind you of a something? If you can't do that, then that's something maybe you should consider not doing. I like a particular style of music. You may call it noise and vice versa. I get it. I'm talking about an incessant, ongoing, unending noise that is grating at your soul. You may call watching the news or what you deem as entertainment just for something to do. Then maybe we should all be looking at something better to do. So tonight is a little more scientific, a little more metaphysical, which is all spiritual. You using the bathroom is spiritual, so let's not kid ourselves. Let's go into Center of Light support mode. Thank you, Robert Harrison, always my bro. Also, I'm going to play a quick video about a workshop I am going to be doing soon for the holidays called Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul Experiential Workshop. I'll see you shortly on the flip-flop. Welcome back to Center of Light. I am now posting a link in these forums. How sound creates form. You can watch it at your leisure. It is about just under 2 minutes long. Tonight we're going to be speaking about Center of Light notice. Do you notice the difference between just sound? I mean sound. That which is profound versus noise. There's a monumental difference in the effect it will have on you simply by recognizing what you would call sound and or noise. The definition of sound. I thought I wrote it down, but I must have not. I guess I forgot. So sound is something I want to be leaning on really hard, really easy, but powerfully, versus noise. Tonight is center of light. Notice the difference between sound versus noise. This is very integral to understand how to stay in a state of equilibrium through what is about to get very noisy. We are in November, moving towards December 2021 into 2022. What I said last year, 2019, tomorrow your life is going to change. Come late February, all of our lives change. No different. When you have millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of people saying, this is a new year, such massive conscious power, consciousness's power begin to overlap and create a new beginning or ending. Same destination. Sound is the power push behind the light that creates form. Sound is the power push behind the light that creates form. What does that mean? When you watch the video that I dropped a moment ago on YouTube at your time, your leisure, you will understand. What happens? I play music for a living. So what do? I'm an architect of sound. Architect of sound. And as I use my craft to simply start vibrating strings that go through some technology and electronics that amplifies my intention of vibrating said strings, things begin to vibrate and move and amplify themselves. And what it does at this moment, it amplifies everyone in the audience to get up. It motivates them to get up and form on the dance floor. This is the power of sound. Sound is the power push behind light, which creates form. So the dance floor forms by me and the bandmates intending to create sound. But you see, sound is the glue and the power behind the light grids that create form. Everything, without exception, has a geometrical pattern. Everything. You're coughing, you're singing, you're eating, you're walking, you're talking, you're squawking. It all has light and sound. And they all create geometrical shapes and forms. And everything that you do that is of the higher nature, the geometrical pattern is more tightly woven and unbroken. But even human feces has a geometrical pattern, but it's not so cohesive. It's a little more broken. Rotten food has a geometrical pattern. It's a lot more broken. It's like the water experiment by Dr. Emoto. Dr. Emoto. I hate you. Let's say you have a beaker of water, which I'm going to have some of. And we have a beaker of water. And I pour the same water into 4 different vessels. And I put a piece of tape on vessel number 1. I hate you. Vessel number 2, this is poison. Vessel number 3, life-giving water. Number 4, expect miracles. You freeze this water and grab a sample of an ice flake, a snowflake, if you will. The water and how you have tended to it will have physical properties. The waters with the negative connotations will look like acid and something's eroding at it. Look it up, Dr. Emoto's water experiment. And the water with blessings will have such a geometric uniformity, Hello, Mullumbet. And you can bet that what I'm telling you is not only science, metaphysics, it is the truth. Because everything is vibration. Everything. What you're hearing from my mouth, actually you're not hearing it from my mouth. You're hearing it through God knows how much technology. This microphone, boom, 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 boom. Through the internet that goes up into a satellite, down to a satellite, into your house, into your ears, into your heart, hopefully. Everything is energy. Everything is vibration. So sound is the power push behind light, which gives everything form. We need to get out of the norm, y'all. So what we choose, literally, beyond hearing, what we choose to listen to, there is a gulf. I don't know why I'm infatuated with that word, because I know it's the right word. Gulf. There's an ocean's difference between hearing and listening. Hearing requires this. It doesn't mean that this is excluded when you listen. This becomes a catalyst to listening. And when we begin to truly listen, this gets completely forgotten about. So what you're using your ears to hear may not be the best ploy. I do certain things. I listen. You notice, many people say, more people will say, I listen to the news versus I watch the news. At least from my experience. I listen to the news. Probably because there's another component, which is being in a car and you have it on 600 AM or whatever it is, the station, and I listen to the news. If said anything doesn't bring you a caress, but yet it brings you a bruise by hearing it, it is not soul food. There is a difference between information and listening. Information would be, did you hear about what just happened? I want to go inform myself to a certain degree. I don't want to hucker in and listen to it as what many are calling it to be. Something has happened in the world, Keith. Have you heard about it? No, I want to go inform myself to put my ear and glean on something that I have not yet intuitively have picked up. So once we pick it up, then the intuition gate begins to open. And then we can find out, because we're listening, not hearing, what true guidance sounds like. You see, the outside world is every bit as necessary as the inside, provided we only hear the outside world and not listen to it. The world is yammering and yammering and yammering on and on and on. And it will do it until dawn, till the dawning of the age of Aquarius, which we're living in. There's a monumental difference between something you find pleasant, which others may not, and vice versa. Versus center of light. Notice the difference between sound versus noise. This is really not what I'm speaking about what may be pleasant to my heart or my ear as far as a piece of music. You may be one who likes to watch/listen to the news. If it's not giving you the juice that you need, it is draining you of your life essence. News, relationship, whatever it may be. Many people are addicted to leaning into such media Because, and I get it, your heart, your intention, your concern is gorgeous. I want to be plugged into what is happening in the world. My question becomes, do you want to be plugged in to what's happening in the world, which is a bunch of noisy nonsense, beautiful it is? Or do you want to be plugged into the divinity and the cosmos and the truth that it capital is? So the outside becomes simply heads up, this is going down. So we take this reflection board and use sound to have it abound all around us. Everything is vibration. Sound is the power push behind the light, which gives formation to everything. The reason you exist right now as a physical, corporeal being is because of sound. The way you look right now is because of light and the detailed information. The word Om. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And so this flow eternally, for us to understand linearly, is moving. It's forever. It's the Om, it's the power, it's the sound. Even this crystal ball, the light gives it its roundness, it's detailed. The DNA and the formation of this crystal ball is saying, you are going to be round and you're going to be clear. And you're going to be made of glass or crystal. Either way, that's what you are. And the sound says, yes, you have my permission to exist, and reinforces it, and there it sits as it insists. Light is that which is comprised of all information. In this crystal ball, in this photon of light, in all these little subatomic particles, is the all of things, not the small of things, but the all of things. Though this looks like a crystal ball in Keith's hand, it's not a crystal ball at all, and nor is it Keith holding this, what I thought was a crystal ball, in Keith's hand. It's not what it is. And as you listen to this music, it affects you. I can change this musical dynamic right now, and it will change you. So let's go into some reading from Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. Let me look at everything. Hello, everyone. Good to see you on Facebook as well as YouTube. Malambet, it's good to see you, girl. All right, here we go. From Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, many years ago, I heard the call. Andrea Forrest is in the house, y'all. Yay! What's up, Andrea? It's good to see you, dear. I've sent you many blessings and sending many more because you're perfect, whole, and complete. All right, from Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, tonight is Center of Light Notice. Do you notice the difference? Everything is, yes, everything is sound. Even noise is sound. But I am speaking about the difference between noise and sound. And it will require all of us to become sound. You ever heard this expression of the word sound? This person is sound. This person is of balance. I'm a sound human being. Right? So to understand and recognize, implement, integrate, digest the difference between sound and noise, we have to become sound ourselves. And not only sound as in balance ourselves, we have to become sound itself. I have to become sound. I have to become musical. And it's such a way of graduating into a mastership of a true listener. A true glistener of the light, which is manifesting everything we see, light, radiated light, because of the power push of sound saying, yes, you have permission to exist. So sound reinforces the light as to why you see me and I see you, and you have a phone or you have a computer or whatever it is you do. We have to be of sound mind, sound heart, sound backbone, sound yanava. From homecoming, crossing the bridge to the soul. Tonight is Center of Light. Notice the difference between noise and sound. Ground yourself. It'll become very profound. Spirit and I speaks. I ask, is there an original sin? And if so, what is it? That would be conscious separation from God, but conscious or not, you cannot separate from me. And despite your God amnesia, your higher self remains ready to emerge so that you can become love on earth. Another thing that keeps you from knowing the self is the large dose of doubt you still carry from other lifetimes. When will you realize that doubt is the most destructive force to inflict upon yourself? What do you think, Keith, prevents you from knowing? And I say, confusion? Question mark. Yes, but why are you confused? And I respond, it's like there's a battle going on within me. I feel like I know it's real, but my analytical mind still tries very hard to convince me otherwise. I guess I've allowed all the stuff I've taken in since my birth to rule my decisions. Yes, that internal struggle is what I meant earlier when I spoke about right and wrong. We can never become sound when we live in the duality of right and wrong. Because even the right sways us as well as the left. Even the right praises us as well as the left. Even the right obeys us as well as the left. As well as the right slaves us as well as the left. Because we're operating between what we think is the difference between sound and noise. That is not true sound. The profound can only come through and be birthed when we are found, when we find ourselves planted and we are sound. Yes, Keith, that internal struggle for power is what I meant earlier when I spoke about right and wrong. Wow. Confusion has shaped your every doubt. Doubt has created your confusion and lack of clarity. Fear has taken away your power to create the life you truly want. These are your only opponents. There are no others. The only way to win this game we are talking about is to stop playing it. And I ask the most powerful question that any of us would ask, hello, Abulita, which is, how do I do that? Stop thinking that you yourself are incapable of creating something beautiful. When you doubt, you either move forward in time or back, away from the power push of sound, the profound power of the here and now. Doubt always creates gravity, drag, and dread. And as soon as you entertain it, it stifles anything creative you are trying to will forth. Only when you trust that everything will fall into place will you find real power. And I say, it's not that I don't trust, it's more that I don't know how to let go of doubt. That is a very honest question. It's not that I don't trust, I understand that. You understand that. Well, Keith, it's not that I don't trust, I just don't know how to let go of this booger that has its claws into me. I know what you're saying, so let me suggest this. Give yourself the gift of accepting, if only a few minutes at a time at first, that you are in a state of knowing at all times, a state in which you can easily recognize whether or not there is doubt, whether or not there is trust, whether fear or love is in charge of your life. This is the comparison to noise and sound, sound and noise. How do we know the difference? This brings me joy when I hear it, and it allows me to listen. Then it becomes poison when I lean into it and allow myself to hear it, And then I begin to listen to it, and then it takes us completely out of being sound into the poison of the noise as we keep listening and listening. So the first time we hear something, it's information. The more we keep to lean into it because we're starting to salivate by all the negative affirmations it is incessantly, ongoingly giving us, then we're giving up a part of our soul. And it becomes absolute noise. So what is absolute noise? Turn on the news. Any news, even the one that you think is of sound mind and heart. You may glean some delicious biscuits and nuggets out of that news presentation, even though it's the one that you think is the best of them all. The news that you may think is the best of them all is still a very large part of the small. Because I'm thinking someone needs to capitalize on a program called Good News. Call it the Good News Show. Well, Keith, it's always failed because everyone is leaning into the negativity. Hence, many people are leaning into the noise. It's not sound. They may deem it profound. It will profoundly grab you by your ass and pull you into the event horizon. Be careful what you're listening to. Well, Keith, I'm very balanced and I understand. If you're not a master, it will take you and your cellular self and begin to vibrate you. And it will tear at your gut, your conscience, your heart, your will, your desire to be alive. Because everything on levels we can't possibly understand will always remind us or try to attempt us and convince us that life is hopeless. Continuing on. Give yourself the gift of accepting, if only a few minutes at a time at first, that you are in a state of knowing at all times, a state in which you can easily recognize whether or not there is doubt, noise, or whether or not there is trust, sound, joy, peace, soul vibrations, whether fear, static, or love, music is in charge of your life. Then begin to peg the power by coming to the realization, oh my God, it's all incessant, rampant noise. Even the good shit is noise. Whether fear or love is in charge of your life, then begin to peg the power that doubt holds over you and use this to your advantage. So what this is saying is, if you know that you are a doubting Thomas in any moment, I know I am doubting. Who is this knower that knows they are in doubting mode? You become the decision maker of listening to sound, to the profound, and in so doing, you found an aspect of yourself because I've recognized that this is noise. I'm no longer just leaning into it and going, oh my God, you have my attention ongoingly. When you begin to peg the power, everything is very small. If you notice doubt, just redirect your knowing to cancel it. Realize that nothing can possibly manifest through it. It's noise. Let the knowing part of you that so wants to blossom transform doubt into trust. Then watch what happens. The knower within you with the know-how to get what you want will silently emerge. If you take your trust to the ultimate level by wanting nothing and trusting your higher self, God, with your entire life, spirit will begin to move through you, that divine soul music, and give you something far beyond what you could dream up of your own. You have heard the saying, it takes one to know one. In such a way, the self will begin to see its own beautiful self, the true miracle, for I am everywhere, as you endeavor to see and be my miracle. You will come across many keys that fit many doors, but only one will release you from the emptiness that you feel, that we feel when we lean into noise. And I ask, which one is it? Knowing something is up. The one that opens the door leading to the void where miracles can happen. And I say, but it's so fucking, I say it's so freaking scary to go there. I know you feel intimidated, Keith, but I assure you that if you're willing to go through hell to get to heaven, the divine that occupies these seemingly empty spaces will be revealed to you. And I say that's so easy for you to say. Know that I understand your reluctance to confront the abyss of your own demons, the noise. That being said, do it anyway. For I am here. Profound is here with you in places you are not yet present within yourself, to give you what only I can. The feeling that everything is okay. Wow, I wrote a lot of dialogue. I'll take a pause here shortly, but I'm going to get through this segment. Welcome to Center of Light. Notice the difference between sound and noise. I am here within you in places you're not yet present within yourself, to give you only what I can, the feeling that everything is okay. All that you need to do is let go and expand your awareness until you recognize the sureness of that. Close your eyes and think of something that is really troubling you. Everyone close your eyes. Think of something that's troubling you. From the past, present, something you're worried about tomorrow. Close your eyes and think of something troubling. Breathe in and out evenly for a few minutes to fall deeper within yourself. Take notice of those negative feelings that come up, the noise. Don't identify, just notice. Keep with your breath. One more exhale, and release your troublesome thought into the universe and listen, not hear, but listen carefully. Keep listening. Keith, what is it I'm listening for? Keep listening. I don't understand. You're not supposed to understand. Keith, what is it I'm listening for? Stop asking questions. Keep listening. Don't hear, listen. Do you hear it? And I say, hear what? The soft voice of your soul whispering its wisdom into your heart. Do you hear that bunch of nothingness that you kept asking? Possibly the question, what is it I'm listening for? Your answer is in there. It's in that void. And I respond, you can open your eyes. I respond, I've been able to do this before when I've meditated on some other issues, but I can't seem to consciously make the connection on this one. Then you must go even deeper to discover where your demon dwells. But it's so hard to do that, to find the noise through all the noise. How can we find the absolute source of the noise through the noise? Because we can't get to it. Then you must go even deeper to discover where your demons dwell. When you find it, it will probably look like a scared child cowering in the corner. But do not be fooled by its appearance, and do not attempt to offer it pity. The outside world right now is asking all of us for pity. Hello, Rhiannon Mayer, my beautiful girl. The outside world, is it not? It's not an arrogance, but I know I am right, because I am in joy, and joy is the barometer for sound, pleasant, truth. Everything not of joy is noise. So the barometer that we all can use is joy. And the world right now, as we use the barometer of joy, which is the pillar of who you are as to why you are alive in this meat suit in the first place, can easily understand how the outside world right now, not only is it noise, it's asking for pity. Oh my God, oh my God. Oh, this happened. Oh my God. How about, oh my God, the world is waking up because of said events. Such a simple idea shift leans us into sound from noise. Do you notice the difference? I'm not asking you to be non-compassionate, but be compassionate to yourself first. So we take ourselves from, oh my God, to, oh my God. Simply, we shift into sound from noise. When you find that demon that's hiding in the corner of your subconscious, basically, do not be fooled by its appearance and do not attempt to offer it pity. The outside world is wanting you to get on your knees and drain you of all of your life breath and your life blood to pull you in to the noise, the static, not the sound, the soul, nor the music. If you must, use another intense visualization to yank your demons out of your subconscious. Then offer them up to the light of consciousness and watch it melt like the vampires you have seen in the movies. When you begin to see through all of your illusions, the beauty that has always been there. I'm going to put my elbows on the desk for the first time, this new desk, thank you, Linda, will humble you. When you begin to see through all of your illusions, Spirit says, the beauty that has always been there will humble you. The circle of life will then curve back within you, and suddenly God will be present for you at a conscious level. I'm going to take a short pause. I'm out of breath. Everyone, Keith Anthony Blanchard here. Good to see you. Happy holidays. I know I am the first to have told you that. Yanava. Tonight we are speaking about center of light. Notice. Are you noticing the difference since this presentation, or before, though I hope you have, between sound and noise? And I don't mean necessarily music to your ears. I may like Def Leppard, Pink Floyd, Journey, and whatever music I like. To the older generations, they go, oh my God, please turn that down. That's just a bunch of noise. That's not what I'm referring to. That's relative. I'm speaking about something that's native, natural to your soul. What would that be? Turn on the news. Even the news that you think is the best out of all of them. Turn it on. The ratio between positive and negative may be better. It all has a spin. No one wants to listen to good news. Many people don't. That's why there's no good news program. News, program, sound, profound, being sound within yourself, of sound mind and of sound heart and of sound being, requires us to be of sound mind, of sound heart, and of sound being to understand the difference between sound and noise. And sound and noise is not necessarily limited to sound. Sound could be light being distorted. Here's the mind, hopefully it's clear, and here's the light that can move unencumbered through the clear mind to create the prophecy of heaven on earth. Sound can also be, I am of sound mind. But if the mind is distorted, that word is even used in music. You have too much input gain. It's distorting. So sound can be clarity of mind. And distortion and noise and or static can be in a mind that is erratic, bouncing, trying to find itself, which is fantastic. It's the beginning of the step, the eternal step towards infinity. But when does one begin to settle in oneself through such erratic behavior? It's about lifting ourselves into a space of being sound. Get out of the bullshit. the world is noisy. I'm not saying leave the world. The world needs your light. Never leave the world. Leave what you think the world is. Come into who and what you are, then step into the world. Then you make a sound, profound difference. You become a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. I'm going to play you something off of my upcoming, hopefully soon to be, new album. I recorded for a while and I just got out of it. Something said it's not now, but I got something going. How about, what do you want now? What a great question. What do you want? I want sound. Every once in a while, I'll put on something someone will send me because they want to send me something about what's happening in the Rona arena. I get it. I want to know where things are, to a degree. This is what's happening. This is what's vibrating in the temporal matrix. So it gives me an opportunity to see where I'm at about what may be happening. I understand. You lean into it more than 5, 10, 15 minutes, however long it takes you and your level of wit and understanding to process what's going on. After that, it becomes absolute infected, static noise. Because it's entertaining. It's got your goat. It's got your throat. Understand the difference between sound and noise. Be right back. This is called What Do You Want Now? Off of my soon-to-be new album. Happy holidays. I can't seem to figure things out. Maybe everything I claim to know is absolute bullshit. Where else can I go but inward? Nothing in the outside has ever brought me some sort of peace. I once heard from a friend about something called samadhi. If I remember correctly, he told me it's being in a space of stillness, an inner quiet, silence on all levels, sort of like being in a cave in meditation, waiting simply, however long it takes, for God to awaken you and bring you to the realm of all possibilities. Now tell me, did you ever think you can have what you want? 'Cause it sure is happening to me. Everything that I tell you, best believe it is true. And you too will soon see. Come on now, what do you want? Come on now, what do you want now? What do you want? What do you want now? Now tell me, will you look within to know who you are? Either way, that choice is yours. But when you take the time just to be with yourself, that's when you will make the score. What do you want? Come on now. What do you want now? Ah, yes, my friends. Welcome back to Center of Light. Good to see you here on this beautiful sacred night after the dark night of Halloween. We're moving into the season in many different religious aspects, the reason of our life, the Christ principle. You may not be a Christian, that's okay. Let's say you're not Christian. Let's say you're a Buddhist, but you still like Christmas. Let's say you're an atheist, but you still like Christmas. You are moving into the Christ principle. Because your love for Christmas, not necessarily it being deemed Christmas, is just a sound. It can actually become a noise. The sound of the word Christ, Mass, Christmas, the Christ Mass, everyone awakening into their Christ full potential self, is a beautiful sound. But as we look out and all around, as it abounds everywhere, Black Friday's coming. That's the noise. But the season of Christmas brings joy, brings good feelings in everyone, even in said atheists. Whatever your religion, or not, that sound of mind and sound of sound heart and of sound being. No matter what, no matter who you are, we all notice there's a warmth, a Yuletide greeting during the Christmas season. So I bid you happy holidays. I love the holidays. I love it. Continuing on, tonight is Center of Light. Notice the difference between sound and noise. From Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, my new bestseller. The link is in this forum to purchase and or leave me a review. My dialogue with Spirit in 1997, right smack in the middle of 96 and 98. I asked Spirit, what about future lessons? When something happens that you know could be potentially with you for a very long time, I suggest that you heed and heal it at the very moment it transpires. This is what is meant by this. Something happens in the world. It's information. It's a sound. You keep leaning into it too hard, it becomes noise. Something can be healed in the very moment it happens and transpires. And I ask, this thing gives us a blow to the heart, to the mind. It shatters us because it's horrific, right? I get it. How can we heal and heed this at the same time in the very moment it transpires? Spirit says, while an issue is still new, this just happened, it is still potential energy. It has not yet become static. Hello, Carsa Ann. Sound, noise, music you found on your radio station or in the in-between station, they're static. Share with me how we can heal horrible things that happen in the moment so we don't carry it to our future and it digs its claws into our unconsciousness and continue to reap havoc. Spirit suggests, reinforces, blesses. While an issue is new, it is still potential energy. It has not yet become static. But if you choose to let it fester, it will put down deep roots in an effort to mire you into its illusion. The longer it stays frozen, the tougher the thaw will be. I know that I've been telling you, Keith, that everything is God, so you must be wondering, how is it that terrible things can be God? What you perceive as terrible is not the reality of God, but an illusion created by you. We have been living in the static and the noise. What I am saying is that the mind can never open. What I am saying is that the mind can never open up enough to take God in. So you must open your heart in order to move out of any illusion and into my reality. And I respond with this question, but how will I know when I am there? You will know you are heart-centered, of sound heart, when you begin to see a world made up of hues that you cannot see before. Everything will appear different to you as if illumined. You will know you have become heart-centered when you, tonight is Center of Light, notice. You will know you have become heart-centered when you notice that joy is residing within you full time. And I respond, that illumination thing's already happening a lot to me. where things seem to have that glow that you have mentioned, and everything looks like it's softly blended together. This is when true music begins to happen. What I want to know is, how do I stay in that space longer? Of course, Spirit responds, I shall tell you how. Be conscious of keeping your breathing just as even, as steady as possible, as possible. Not only when you are meditating, but all the time. When you begin to live your life with this relaxed, letting go kind of feeling and a willingness to lose everything to gain yourself, you will have joy and complete trust when there was none before. And that space you were looking to expand will do just that. You must also stop reaching for other things first, deeper into the noise, and then God when it's convenient for you. Perhaps you have been trying to seek me with all that wanting, but it is your idolatry that had actually kept you from my bounty. Another thing that keeps you and everyone separate from me and my goodness is that the very thought that you are separate, because we're so lost in the static and noise, along with pondering the fearful noise that you are not. Need I remind you that you came from no thing and you shall leave the earth with no thing. In the meantime, cultivate, nurture, and develop your soul, the soundness of your soul, because that you can take with you wherever you go. And whenever your intent needs adjusting, pull out your scriptural book and refer to a passage similar to this one. But seek ye first the kingdom of God within and his righteousness, and all things shall be added unto you. There is a lot of noise, even in what we call information. But in order to become truly informationally pregnant, we have to be in a space of conception, fertile. We have to have sperm, an egg. It's all located within you. From your head down to your leg. If you're sound, we become impregnated with conception, a new seed implanted within us. Do you understand the difference between sound and noise? Though noise can be a sound, when feedback happens, when you go listen to a band who does not know how to mix the sound equipment, you hear that loud noise, and everybody goes, "What are you doing?" It is a sound, but it offers nothing in the form of expansion, except the feedback itself will continue to expand. Because if you let feedback go unmonitored, it starts off as a simple ring. Hing, hing. It's a sound, but it's noisy. And if you turn the microphone closer to the speaker, then it begins to expand. That's what feedback, anxiety, bio-anxiety feedback does. It begins to turn within itself into a loop of unending feedback. Then it becomes incessant, ongoing noise. Well, Keith, I just watched the news. Are you sure about that? I'm just asking you to ask yourself, am I sure that's what I'm doing to be updated? Or you're constantly, incessantly leaning into it. Hopefully it's going to supply you with information. We have to be in a formation. Even if it doesn't come from the inside, which it does, when you align yourself in such a formation, even things on the outside of sound possibility will be naturally attracted to you. When you listen to music, something that resonates your soul, do you hear the music or do you listen to it? What is your favorite right now? Well, Keith, I have many. What is your favorite song? What just popped into your heart? Notice I didn't say your head. Feel free to share it. What is your favorite song right now that just pops into your heart? Do you hear that song or do you listen to it? How far are you able to listen to it? How far deep within? And the music gets greater, and the sound of it. When you begin to hear this beautiful piece of music that strokes your, or resonates the tines, the forks of your tuning fork, that's what it's called, tines, resonates your soul's tines, you fall so far into listening to it, you literally leave your body matrix, do you not? You become amalgamated, unified. There's a cohesion that happens when you listen to something that just truly pulls you in, out of the noise. Even certain music on the radio, it's not your favorite song. You're just gonna leave it on, hopefully to play your favorite song next or soon. And to some degree, you like music, and when you're sounding off in such a way. But if you're absolutely sick and tired of Pour Some Sugar on Me or Sweet Child of Mine, even though years ago it was beautiful music to your heart through your ears, now it's just like Please or Margaritaville or Mustang Sally as a musician. You're done with it. That's not really the noise I am meaning, but in a way as well. Are the people in your life sounding off? Or what they're speaking as they sound off? Beautiful music to you? Or does it become, I'm not listening to you, I'm not listening to you, noise? Then I ask that you reflect in the mirror and gain a new poise about yourself. Because right now the world on the outside is infested with noise. And it can be tough to learn how to navigate through such terrain in wilderness. Hello, November and December. 2 months. So right now, we've been in a lull for a little while. This is not about the political arena, but yet it is. But it's not about the political arena's noise. It's about the political arena's information, warning bell, heed me, as a reflection to say, this is what's happening, as a reflection of the collective humanity. In all profanity and in all vanity, or you want to gain your sanity and understand it's noise. It's simply noise. Incessant, ongoing noise. I'm not asking you to ignore it. And in such a way, don't ignore yourself, because this is a reflection of not only you, but the all of we. And we all need to see the difference between sound and noise. We got 2 months left to a new crescendo. We're at the top of the cap of the mountain, of the pyramid, until we reach the apex. And the eye of Horus opens up, because we're going to have millions upon millions and even billions of people going, oh my God, this is a new year. And some people are going to say, oh my God, this is a new year. Are you going to climb up the mountain to the peak and fall back down in an avalanche? Or are you going to actually crescendo? And as you go down the new side of Mount Sinai, Moses you. Or are you going to be going down the mountain with effortless ease? Or are you going to be efforting to go up the mountain full of noise, which creates disease? As pretty as you please, it's yours, mine for the choosing. The winning or the losing, the massaging or the bruising. Elwood, my brother, I miss you. What is the difference between sound and noise? Sound, close your eyes, let it abound, let it surround you, confound you, profound you, close your eyes. The first most beautiful thing that pops up into your heart and shows up in your mind is sound. Be it a loved one, something you love doing, whatever it may be, that will equate and relate to sound. Stay with that. Now think of something that you simply don't want to do. That would be static and noise. Open your eyes. The difference between sound and noise. A noise can be a sound. got my ear. It's got my attention. I glean. Okay. Now I bring it into myself and say, now that I've been armed with information, I am in affirmation of being sound with myself. I let it process, churn, yearn, burn inside, move it about, wiggle it around, do the hokey pokey, turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Put your right foot in, your right foot out. You taste the water. This is called becoming responsible. It's going to require all of us to be responsible. 2022 is coming up. So what is 2, 0, 2, and 2? You add those together, it comes out to be 6. 6 is a number that represents the ability to overcome difficulty. What difficulty? Exactly. So difficulty has to come so we can have the ability to overcome it. That is what 2022 is about. We've done very, very good for 2 years. We're here. So, heed, warning, not in a bad way, an empowering way. 22 is a 6. 2022 is a 6. The ability to overcome difficulty. So we have to go through the difficulty to overcome it. That's called spiritual expansion. That's why I've said many times, what is coming, whether it doesn't look good at all, you want it to come. We all want it to come. Because heaven and earth is not established. So things have to come so we can move, conquer, if you will, have dominion with, better still, and create sound in the noise as we notice the difference. The difference between sound and noise is that which serves you. And that, whether you know it or not, doesn't. Incessant media. Blah, 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 blah. Even the best program you can find. Hello, beautiful Melinda. Sound and noise is not only a sound and noise. Sound and noise that blocks the mind that wants to be of profound clearness. I get it. Someone got in your grill and yelled at you. And it's almost automatic you want to yell back. And if you do, it's okay. Yell back. But when you're done, forgive them and yourself. Move through the noise. Move into the sound. But if you get good at it, and you lay the groundwork, when someone yells at you, you go, wow, it's taking me back, but I'm no longer going to respond. Many years ago, I had someone just light into me right in between the jukebox song when it was quiet and full of a room full of people. He lit into my grill. And I took it. It took me by surprise. I'm like, whoa. And I intentionally listened. And when he was done, because I didn't respond to the noise and or the static, though he may have had a valid point, to me it was noise or static to how I choose to respond. That person, because I didn't engage, was left with what they did in a room full of quiet people. If I would have contributed to the noise, did you hear what happened between Keith and so-and-so? I would have been included in the noise of the equation. But I wasn't. I kept my poise. This is not about, that person got that. That's not what it's about. It's about that I felt something change in me. Wow, I've survived the wilderness. Many years ago, I would have jumped on a chair with my short stature and stood up to this tall person. But now I sit in my chair with my short stature and stand up to myself because I've learned to get out of the noise. The noise will entice you into a piss fight. Your piss stream is big enough, long enough. Sound. The world is loud. No matter how grounded you can be, we can be. The whole point of spiritual expansion and into it exponentially is to grab us by the boo-boo, kick us in the balls, chop to the throat, punch in the heart, a blow to the solar plexus. It's the nexus point. That's the point. And the window is closing. The sound and the noise will equally get louder. It's the same road. It's the same door. You are loved beyond measure. The holidays may not be so holiday-like this year. And if that's how it feels to any of us, then we missed the whole point of the holidays in the first place. So the true holidayers and you tiders will never miss Christmas, because Christmas is for the sake of Christmas, or happy holidays, miss. You see, the same window in is the same window out. Without a doubt, I love you. Happy holidays. Christmas, the Christ Mass, the sound of it is gorgeous. The commercial aspect is noise. The new year, the new you is coming. And in closing, I'm going to play, like I did for the last 7 or 8 years, my Christmas special, my experience with Yeshua, Jesus, some years ago, that I was brought to the future and told of this time. Pretty cool story. Live in the glory, not in the story. And the gory. The gory was last night. Happy Halloween. I love you.